Hi, my name's Joshua Bullock. I'm 20 years old, into binge eating, procrastination, and singing in the shower, just like anyone else. But I'm gay. I didn't so much come out, per se. I don't think that was this one defining moment. I was dating a girl, and then 6 months later after that I was dating a guy. It wasn't so much an event. It wasn't really something I actually ended up, coming up to people and saying, I am gay. It was just, okay, I'm just going to start expressing this part of myself. And I did. I never felt the need to have that conversation. I was just always trying to be honest with myself, and that would just kind of show into everything else. If anything, being able to be more honest about myself and then showing that and sharing that with everyone else kind of leads for you to actually get closer to people, because people get to know you a little bit better. My childhood relationship with my siblings is just like any other siblings. I don't think I was liked much by my siblings. I mean, all siblings fight, but now that we've grown up, just naturally, even if I were straight, we're definitely closer, like we're more adult, you can have conversations. But I don't necessarily think the fact that I'm gay actually influences that as much. But back again on that other point, it is it's part of who I am. So having that honesty with my brothers and sisters and family means that they know me a little bit better. So that always helps with building a relationship. That's where the acceptance comes from, is education. And people just getting used to this being in their society and being around it a lot more, because that's something that is very new. There was one incident where it became a bit of an issue, and it was when I was going on an overseas trip with my school. We were staying in hotels, and I was the only guy student on the trip, and of course, for expense reasons, everyone was buddied up in rooms. And I don't think this is so much a personal attack. I just don't think that being homosexual was considered when certain bylaws were made by the education department, but no guy was allowed to be in a room with a girl, for overnight stays, for obvious reasons, for sexual activity and stuff like that. But there was no risk of that with me because I am gay. But the rules don't necessarily allow that leniency. So originally I was buddied up to be roomed with a teacher instead of a girl, which for me was more problematic because I don't think that's very fair, and I didn't think that was acceptable. I found it'd be more acceptable just for me to be with my peers on the trip. I mean, I don't know, I'm going on the same trip, I want the same experience as everyone else, I shouldn't have to have a different experience. So that was a bit of a complication where I went and sought out one of the teachers that was going along on the trip, and all I was told was, no, it's too late, sorry, you'll have to go speak to the principal, there's nothing I can do, which turned out not to be true because I went on that trip and I ended up having a room to myself. But yeah, after writing a letter to the principal and not so much having to sit down with him, he read my letter and we didn't really have a conversation. From there, I was very upset because I was pretty much told, no, there's nothing we can do for you, and just shut out a lot. But there were a few teachers at the school actually, and then on going speaking to them, these teachers were teachers who I was very close with and who looked out for me throughout my entire senior year. They ended up sorting out for me to get married, which was awesome. Very last minute, but really great. And that made me feel really accepted and like I was understood a little bit better. Outside of work and university and stuff, more so, there are times where I'll be out with the person I'm dating or something, and we'll walk past a group of people and they'll look at you funny, or sometimes you don't feel entirely comfortable holding hands just because you don't want to start a conflict, because you do feel a little bit less safe per se than you would if you were holding a girl's hand. And like I hope that changes, because it's not a good feeling. It's like you feel, I don't know, almost in danger, and then on top of that you feel bad because you want to be proud of this, and you want to like show off the person that you love and like who you're with, but at the same time you don't want to cause this conflict. So it's hard like to find that middle ground sometimes, when a lot of people out there are still very judgmental and in some cases violent. The more you normalize the issue, the less of a separation there is. So now that gay people can get married just like any other couple, it's become, over time will become just such a normal thing, and like decades from now it will feel like such a reach that there was a time where we couldn't get married. Like it'll just be general knowledge with the trends and the way the world is growing and learning and accepting this everywhere. So being able to get married now and it being gay marriage is a good step, but hoping that will just become marriage, you know, not gay marriage. It will just be marriage, just like any other couple, and that is when it will become really normalized and be a huge step, when people stop seeing this as a different thing. Honestly, there was never a point in time where I thought I couldn't get married. Like I just felt that like no matter what, like by the time I get to that age, it will be legalized, because in my head it's just such a normal thing. There's no issue with it, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get married. So yeah, for me it means legally now I can get married, but even before that it never stopped me having that kind of goal or passion and relationship with a person. It's just a piece of paper now that I can get, and it's great.
Show